Good morning, students. Welcome back and welcome to Chanakya Academy online classes, Standard 10th, Subject Science, Chapter number 6, Life Processes. Let's move to the last topic. Yes, students, so we have started with the excretion in human, and this is the last topic. So today we'll finish with this chapter. So do study well, okay? And from tomorrow we'll start with a new chapter. So if you have any doubt in this chapter, please let me know. Okay, so let's continue. The excretory system of human beings include a pair of kidney, a pair of ureters, a pair of urinary bladder and urethra. Okay, so this we have done. I'll just go quickly. Okay, so this is the revision. Okay, so what we have a pair of kidney, a pair of ureter, a urinary bladder and urethra. Okay, kidney are located in the abdomen on either side of the backbone. Urine produced in the kidney passes through the ureters into the urinary bladder where it is stored until it is released through the urethra. Okay, so with the help of excretion, what we are doing? We are producing urine. Okay, and this urine is passed from ureters to urinary bladder to urethra. And when we want to urinate, at that time the urine passes out from our body. Okay, so how urine is produced? So today we'll see this. Okay, the purpose of making urine is to filter out waste products from the blood. Just as carbon dioxide is removed from the blood in the lungs, nitrogenous waste such as urea or uric acid are removed from the blood in the kidney. Okay, so as we are removing carbon dioxide from the lungs, same way the nitrogenous waste. What are these nitrogenous waste, students? Urea or uric acid. And this is being removed by kidney. Okay. So it is then no surprise that the basic filtration unit in the kidney, like the lung, is a cluster of a very thin walled blood capillaries. Okay, so what we have, it is a very thin like capillaries. Okay, each capillaries cluster in the kidney is associated with a cup shaped end of tube that connects the filtrate unit. Each kidney has a large number of these filtration unit called as nephron packed closer together. Okay, so this we have done. Okay, so what is present? We have nephrons, which are the structural and functional unit of kidney, where exactly the filtration is taking place. So what it is called as? A filtration unit is there. Okay, some substance in the initial filtrate such as glucose, amino acid, salts and major amount of water are selectively reabsorbed as the urine flows along the tube. Okay, so when we are filtering it, okay, so during the filtration, some of the materials, which material they are talking about? Glucose, amino acid, salts, they enter into this nephrons. Okay, now we want these materials back, so it will be reabsorbed back from them. Okay, so what they are talking about? They are talking that the blood is carrying this waste material, urea or uric acid, and we want to eliminate them. Okay, so when they are filtering it, okay, blood is filtered. Okay, so during the filtration, along with urea, glucose, amino acid and salt also come inside. And now what we want? We want them back. So it will be reabsorbed. And how? It will be selectively, because we have to select. Okay, whatever is filtered down. Okay, see, this is the tube. Okay, this is your filtrate. This is coming down. Okay, this is your filtrate. So they are coming down. Okay, so now we want some of the material back, so that some of the material will be reabsorbed. So some material is reabsorbed, that's why we are calling it selectively, because we will select what we will select. We will select glucose, amino acids, salts and water. So we will select, not all will come back. Okay, so as we are selecting and as we want them, that we called as selectively reabsorbed. Okay, as the urine flows along the tube, the amount of water reabsorbed depends on how much excess water there is in the body and on how much dissolved waste there is to be excreted. The urine forming in a kidney eventually enter a long tube. Okay, what it enters a long tube? The ureter. Okay, this we know that from the kidney it will come into long tube known as ureter, which connects the kidney with the urinary bladder. Okay, so what is happening? We are having kidney. From kidney, long tube will run, that is known as ureter. From the two ureters, it will join into common bladder, which will be called as urinary bladder. Okay, so this we have done. Urine is stored in urinary bladder until the pressure of the expansion bladder leads to the urge to pass it out through the urethra. Okay, so when we want to urinate, at that time only it will expand and the urine will come out. A bladder is muscular, so it is under nervous control. Okay, it is muscle, so it should be controlled by something. And what is that something? It is nervous system. Nerves will connect them. Okay, so as we have discussed elsewhere, as a result we can usually control the urge to urinate. Okay, now let's see the diagram which is given here. What is this? This is a nephron. That means the structural and functional unit of kidney. We called it as a nephron. So exactly how the nephron looks like, it's given over here. Okay, so see, basically we can say that the nephron is divided into two main things. One is the Malpighian tubule and one is the tubules. Okay, so one structure is the long tube which you see. Okay, so this long tube which you see is your tubule and one is your Malpighian tubule. I'll explain you. Yes, so this is one of the diagram which I found, and this will be very useful for you. That's why I have taken this diagram. Okay, now see what is happening here. They have shown two nephrons. Okay, don't get confused. I'll explain you one after the other. Okay, this is your one nephron. This is your another nephron. That's mean in kidney we are telling that there are many nephrons. Okay, so let's see one by one. So your nephron will have a bulb-like structure which is called as Bowman's capsule. Okay, it will have a bulb-like structure which is called as Bowman's capsule. From here, a long tube will be running and moving out. Okay, and this tube is divided, or we can say it is composed of three things. The first part which you see with purple, that is called as proximal convolutory tubule, that is PCT, proximal convolutory tubules. So from the Bowman's capsule, it will form a broad tube which is called as proximal convolutory tubule. Then it will come down into a thin loop. Okay, you can see the thin loop. That loop is called as loop of Hensley. What it is called? It is called as loop of Hensley. So first part is proximal convoluted tubule. Okay, that means Bowman's capsule will divide into different tubes. First region of tube is PCT, proximal convoluted tubule. After that we have loop of Henle, and the last one is distal convolutory tubule, which is given in red. Okay, PCT, loop of Henle, DCT. PCT, loop of Henle, DCT. Bowman's capsule comes into PCT, then loop of Henle, then convolutory, distal convolutory tubule. Okay, then from here you can see it enters into a long tube again, and that is called as collection duct. Okay, so what is this collection ducts? This collection duct will collect urine from different nephrons. Okay, so that's why they have drawn many nephrons. So here also we have the nephron. This is Bowman's capsule. This is your PCT, loop of Henle, distal convoluted tubule. Then distal convoluted tubule will be joining collecting duct. Okay, so here also we will have the collecting duct. Okay, here also we will have the collecting duct. So all the nephrons will join into a common passage which is called as collecting duct. So understood? Let's move to your content. Yes, now I'll explain you what it is given in your NCERT book. Okay, now see, we talked about that from the nephron we have Bowman's capsule. Okay, so here you can see Bowman's capsule which is present over here. Okay, from the Bowman's capsule arise the tube which is tubular part of nephrons. Okay, so it will have PCT, DCT and loop of Henle, and later it will be collecting it to collecting duct. Okay, now this Bowman's capsule, it is like this. From Bowman's capsule the tube is arising. Okay, now what we have just read, that the blood is carried into the kidney. Okay, the blood will move into kidney, and inside kidney it will be broken into capillaries. Okay, it will be broken into capillaries, and that capillaries will be having the waste material. So you see over here, this is your capillaries which is known as glomerulus. So the renal artery, okay, renal artery will bring the blood which will have the waste material. It will divide itself to give rise to capillaries, and that capillaries will be present in your Bowman's capsule. So this capillary is known as glomerulus. What it is called as? It is called as glomerulus. Understood? So it is not given in your NCERT, but just listen to me, that this part, that is Bowman's capsule and glomerulus, together we called it as Malpighian tubules. Okay, what we call them? We call them Malpighian tubules. Bowman capsule, which is a cup shaped structure inside the Bowman's capsule. Okay, or we can say Bowman's capsule will have capillaries. Okay, and these capillaries are known as glomerulus. So all together it is called as Malpighian tubules. Okay, so the renal artery will bring, it will spread into the long tube. Okay, this renal artery will spread into long tube, and it will collect, or it will pour the urea into this tubules. Understood? So this is the thing they are talking about. So with this, what will happen? the blood will enter inside, okay, and the urea will be taken inside this tubule, okay, and it will be eliminated by your collecting duct. From collecting duct it will move out of the kidney, and from there to ureter and then to urinary bladder. Okay, now the things which need to be reabsorbed, selective reabsorption, as I told you. Okay, so this selective reabsorption will take place in this tubule. Okay, this tubule, what they will do, it will take glucose amino acid and it will be given into the blood stream. Okay, you see the different blood stream, and this blood stream is coiled around the tubule. So what they will do, the blood will reabsorb the important material from these tubules. Understood? So with this, the excretion is taking place. All the urea will be given out from these nephrons. Okay, so come to the last topic, that is excretion in plants. So this is our last topic. That means we know that the excretion in humans are going on. So how excretion in plants will take place, that we will see. So plants use commonly different strategies for excretion than those of animals. They have different method. Okay, oxygen itself can be through of as a waste product generated during photosynthesis. We have discussed earlier how plants deal with oxygen as well as carbon dioxide. They can get rid of excess water by transpiration. Okay, this we have discussed, that whatever excess water is there, through transpiration they will get rid of it. And oxygen also, whatever oxygen they have prepared, okay, it will move out from the stomata. So these are, we can say, these are the waste material which the plants are producing, and it will be removed. For other waste, plant use the fact that many of these tissue consist of dead cells and that they can even lose some parts such as leaves. Okay, many plant waste products are stored in cellular vacuoles. Waste products may be stored in leaves that fall off. Okay, so they can transport the waste material towards the leaf, and if that leaf fall, the waste material will be removed. The other waste products are stored as resins and gums, especially in old xylem. Plants also excrete some waste substances into the soil around them. So with this we have finished with the chapter. We did so many contents, so many topics we did. Okay, so with this I have finished with lecture. Just go through the points which you see on the board. That points are very important and the summary point of your chapter. Okay, so if you have any doubt, please tell me. Okay, so what we did about nutrition, about autotrophic and heterotrophic nutrition we have done. Okay, we did the alimentary canal of the human, we did the respiratory system, the aerobic and anaerobic respirations. Okay, we did about excretion, transport of oxygen also we did. Okay, how the transport of water, mineral and foods is taking place with the help of vascular, that is xylem and phloem. Okay, this all we have done. So if you have any confusion, please and please, I'm telling you, because this is a very important chapter of 10th standard. So wherever and whenever you get confused, please tell me. Okay, so with this we have finished with chapter. Tomorrow I'll start with new chapter. So stay home, study well, do your lessons, do your homework well. Okay, with this I end today's lecture. Thank you.